How is everybody? All right. Welcome to the show. Who wants to hear some songs from Doc Watson? Can we give a shout out to Doc Watson up in heaven? Yeah.
We have Brian Sutton.
Hello.
We have resident musician Billy Strings. And we have another legend, Joe Newberry.
Yeah.
Make him welcome.
Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and so my ain't no one to go my bail. It was late last night when Willie came home. I heard him knocking on the door. He's a slipping and a sliding with his new shoes on. Papa said, Willie, don't you rap no more. Downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and so my ain't no one to go my. Let's hear it now, Joe. Well, it's one old shirt is about all I've got, and $1 is all that I crave. I brought nothing with me into this old world, ain't taking nothing to my grave. Way downtown, fooling around, took me to the jail. Oh, me and so my, ain't no one to go my way.
What you got, Billy String?
Over to my sweet Sally's house, sitting in that big armchair, with one arm around this old guitar and another one around my dear. Way downtown, fooling around, they took me to the jail. Oh, me and so my, ain't no one to go my.
Doc Watson used to start off his shows with that song, the old Way Downtown.
He played that first. I only seen Doc Watson one time, and he did play that first.
Yeah.
And then they played Shady Grove.
Okay.
This was 2010. T. Michael Coleman and David Holt was with him. Oh, maybe we ought to do that. We'll just follow that.
Yeah. Well, let's. Anybody know of a set list we could do? You want to do that?
Sure.
What key are you doing in there, Joe?
I can be in D. Hold on. I'm in D minor.
He's such an adaptable. That's why he's such a pro. He can adapt to any situation.
Well, I only play 4 notes, Brian, so it really doesn't matter very
He
much.
plays 4 good ones, though.
Well, there you go. You got to know the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. rose, eyes the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, prettiest girl in town. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away. Wished I was in Baltimore, sitting in a rocking chair, one arm around my whiskey keg, the other around my dear. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I know. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound for Shady Grove. Bought my love a brand new dress, neither brag nor brown. It was the color of the stormy clouds before the rain falls down. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound for Harlan. Now a good pine box, make it 6 feet long. Bury me in the Shady Grove, sing me a happy song. Shady Grove, my little love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my little love, I'm bound to go away.
You know, something I've always thought was really cool about that song, especially the way Doc played it and sang it. That song's in the key of D minor, right? There's D major, there's D minor. But the way Doc always played and sang the melody, it had this other note in there that was a little more kind of dark and mountain. Da 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 da. Instead of, which is sort of correct too, but there's this other layer of what Doc brought to music that he learned from his mother. That is just sort of connects us to this sort of more ancient time. People talk about the ancient tones in bluegrass, and that's one of them right there. Let's hear it for the E note.
Yeah, man. You know, I go around playing music, and literally everybody that comes to hear us play, when I play with Compton or when I play with April, everybody has Doc Watson in common.
Yeah.
He's the touchstone for so much of our music, and all sides. I lived sort of on the old time and bluegrass side. He could do it all. He even played the banjo, which you know, unbelievable. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
You know, well, if I may do one to kind of undarken it just for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Doc would. He put himself into everything that he did. What I call docupy his music.
Hey, I like that.
Thank you very much. No, anyway, but this is so that was sort of you know, the more mellow, modal, dark mountainside. He'd also listen to the Grand Ole Opry a lot. You know, Doc Watson, being blind, growing up blind, listened to a lot of music, listened to pop music, all kinds of dance music of the age. You know, he not only played banjo and harmonica, he played electric guitar in a dance swing band when he was a teenager. But anyway, he also sort of, in listening to the Grand Ole Opry around the 1930s, heard songs like this from the Binkley Brothers. You know this one, Give Me Back My 15 Cents?
Yes.
And it's just a silly little number. And actually, Doc wrote the third verse that I'll sing here. Doc wrote, and that was his version of Docupying the song. Is feeling like, this story's not over. There's still more to be told here, and I think I'll just do it.
What key are you going to do?
I'll do it in the key of C.
Nature's most perfect key.
Yes. Another thing about the Binkley Brothers that's good for us to realize here at a Bluegrass Festival is that when the Binkley Brothers left the cast of the Grand Ole Opry, they left a hole that was filled by none other than Bill Monroe. So some guys I play music with, we talk about the Binkley effect. Is like, who are the people that sort of got out of the way so the people that we sort of know came in. They're all over the place. And that's the kind of thing you talk about when the banjo player's tuning.
How many banjo players are in the audience? Banjo owners? All right. Don't ever be afraid to tune. Ever. All right, buddy.
In Tennessee, and I thought I'd learn to travel, and then I met a pretty little girl, and soon we played the devil. Well, I loved that gal and she loved me, and I thought we'd live together, and then we tied that fatal knot, and now I'm gone forever. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money, give me back my 15 cents, and I'll go home to Mammy. Was 15 cents for the preacher man and $1 for the paper. Then dear old mother-in-law moved in, and Lordy, what a caper. Well, I picked a tune for her one day, and she called me a joker. And that old Sal got mad at me, and she hit me with a poker. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money, give me back my 15 cents, and I'll go home to Mammy. Oh, yeah. Here's the verse Doc wrote. Well, I've worked in town, I've worked on the farm, and there's no way to suit 'em. They're both so darn mad at me that somebody ought to shoot 'em. Well, I'm tired of looking at my mother-in-law, and I'd like to see my granny. I'm gonna leave the state of Arkansas and go back home to Mammy. Give me back my 15 cents, give me back my money, give me back my 15 cents, and I'll go home to Mammy. My 15 cents, give me back my money, give me back my 15 cents, and I'll go home to Mammy.
Oh, yeah.
That's highfalutin right there.
Sure. While we're on the subject of
Occupied, Billy.
docupication,
Let's document it, Billy.
we're being documented here. I can see that the fuzzy tickler. Must be a microphone, tape recorder mic of some kind. Anyhow, Here's another one that Doc sort of did that to. Roy Acuff wrote this tune and he kind of sang it more like, she moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. Doc, figured this song was about a train, and trains don't just putt along, they move along there. So
that might have been an old train.
Hey, Billy, take a second, too, let's show off the Doc Watson rhythm style in this tune. For Joe, we talked about banjo players earlier. For the guitar players, usually you play rhythm on a song like this because Doc did put some rhythm on it, so it's your basic boom chuck rhythm. But again, Doc, knowing this song is about a train, did this right here. They gave it that loping kind of, that's the hammer on the old guitar there. Moving it right along down the track.
It's a long steel rail and a short cross tie. I'm on my way back home. I'm on the train with love. It's that streamlined cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. I can see a smile on the engineer's face, and although he's old and gray, contented heart, he waits for his call on the streamlined cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. Well, the headlights, she beams out through the night, and the firebox flash you can see. I ride the blinds, it's the life that I love. It's home, sweet home to me. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. Like a star in its heavenly flight. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night. The lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she travels on through the night.
Mighty fine.
You betcha.
Yep.
Hey, Brian,
Yeah, man.
play me an A chord. I came to the place where the lone pilgrim lay, and pensively stood by his tomb, when in a low whisper I heard someone say, how sweetly I sleep here alone. Just have a little bit of Doc gospel. You can't do a Doc program without a little Doc.
Well, we're slowly but surely kind of coming on to a theme here. You know, you come to a festival like this to hear whatever 50 different bands with 50 different sort of stylistic approaches and intents, and with Doc Watson you kind of get all that in one guy, and that's one of the most amazing things, from a cappella gospel just as heartfelt as you want to ever imagine anything being, to the silly kind of stuff, to the more bluesy side of things. I mean, he really did it all. He really, and not only did it, but again, just sort of found his own sort of personal voice within it all, too, to where, again, he would sort of take old songs, make them new, take new songs, make them sound old, and not from any real intent. It's just what came out of that filter.
I love how this little blind boy from Deep Gap, North Carolina, would listen to these 78s, and he would try and figure out, I mean, that was his link to it all. And, you know, he listened to the Delmore Brothers, and he said one time, well, son, I didn't know there were two of them. And so all that good guitar picking, he was trying to get all those notes that he heard. And it's like, well, only Doc would do that.
Deep River Blues?
Sure. Yeah.
Now just take your requests, write them on the back of a $20 bill, pass them forward.
Speaking of the Delmore Brothers and the like,
Do you sing
do one of the ones that Doc is certainly most famous for doing. Oh, that river is deep, that river is blue, and it's keeping me from you. I don't know. You take it?
a little bit?
Joe Newberry.
No, you started.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Me.
You and me, man.
You guys take it.
Let it rain, let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Let the waves sweep right on, let my gal sweep along, 'cause I got them deep river blues. My old gal's a good old pal. She walks like a waterfowl when I get them deep river blues. Let the waves sleep along, let that song go on and on, 'cause I got snow fall around my head, I got a frozen waterbed from singing them deep winter blues. Yeah. Till that old man Santa Claus stay away from me because I've got them deep winter blues.
I got you. I'm glad you guys know so many of these songs. That's refreshing. What is it?
He's saying Tom Dooley.
Oh, love it.
This song here is a sort of a true story that I think Doc learned from people in his family. Gaither, Rosalie's dad, or not sure where he picked it up, but around Deep Gap where he lived, there was this fella named Tom Dooley, and he got in all sorts of trouble, so much that they hanged him. But yeah, it's kind of, everybody thought that he didn't do what they thought he did, which was kill Laura Foster. A lot of people, including people in the Watson family, kind of thought that maybe it was a jealous girlfriend or something like that maybe had really done the crime. Anyways, they hung him to a tree, and this is the song about it.
Spicy.
Have you ever seen that headstone, Tom Dooley's headstone? Have you ever been there at all? I know David Holt has a picture of him standing next to a headstone that says Tom Dooley. So it must be somewhere in North Carolina. You can go find that.
Weird.
Is it in Wilkesboro?
Let's all go now. Let's take a field trip.
The Brian Sutton, Billy Strings, Joe Newberry bus will be leaving.
Graveyard tour.
I thought we had a jet.
Yeah, I
Or a
think we do have a
helicopter.
jet. All right, so it's a good
Well, you
song.
got a jet, so let's do this thing real quick. 1, 2.
I'll do it here. Okay. Play it on.
1 and a 2, and away we go. Hang your head, Tom Dooley, hang your head and cry. You killed little Lori Foster, and you know you're bound to die. Took her on the hillside for to be excused. Took her on the hillside, and you hid her clothes and shoes. Hang your head, Tom Dooley, hang your head and cry. Killed little Lori Foster, and you know you're bound to die. Well, you took her on the hillside for to make her your wife. Took her on the hillside and there you took her life. Dug the grave 4 feet long and dug it 3 feet deep. You rolled the cold clay over her and tromped it with your feet. Hang your head, Tom Dooley, hang your head and cry. You killed little Lori Foster and you know you're bound to die. At this time tomorrow, where do you reckon I'll be? Way down yonder in a holler, hanging on a white oak tree. I know they're gonna hang me, tomorrow I'll be dead, even though I never harmed a hair on poor little Laurie's head. Hang your head, Tom Dooley, hang your head and cry. You killed little Laurie Foster, and you know you're bound to die. Well, this world ain't one more than reckon where I'll be. If it wasn't for Sheriff Grayson, I'd have been in Tennessee. You can take down my old violin and play it all you please, 'cause at this time tomorrow, boys, it'll be of no use to me. Hang your head, Tom Dooley, hang your head and cry. You killed little Laurie Foster, and you know you're bound to die. Let's play it home.
Thank you folks so much.
Maybe can we try that Turn the Curve and Go from Town? D?
How many people in here got to see Doc Watson live? It's definitely one of those that you don't forget, is it? Who saw Doc and Merle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who saw Doc and Gaither Carlton and Fred Price and Clint Howard? Ah.
Anybody in here?
Yeah. Who saw Doc and his brother Arnold Watson? Yeah. It was a musical family, let me tell you what. We'll do, let's do The Train That Carried My Girl from Town.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's chomping at the bees in the station already. Where were you when the train left town? Standing on the corner with my head hung down. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, hey, hey. Rations on the table, coffee's getting cold. Some dirty rounder stole my jelly roll. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Rations on the table, coffee's getting cold. Some dirty rounder stole my jelly roll. I wish to the Lord the train would wreck, kill the engineer and break the fireman's neck. Hey, the train that carried my girl from town. Hey, 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 hey. Dust to dust, show me the woman that a man can trust. Hey, the train, here we go from town. Hey, 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 hey. Let's all pick it. Here we go from town. Hey, hey, hey. Two more. Hey, hey, hey. One more. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, man.
Well, along about 1825, I left Tennessee barely half alive. And I never would have got through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding on the Tennessee stud. Well, I had some trouble with my sweetheart's paw, and one of her brothers was a bad outlaw. I sent her a letter by the name of Fudd, and then I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Well, we drifted on down into no man's land. We crossed that river called the Rio Grande. I raced my horse with the Spaniards full until I got me a skin full of silver and gold. Well, me and the gambler couldn't agree. We got in a fight over Tennessee. Well, we jerked our guns and he fell with a thud, and I rode away on the Tennessee stud. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Well, I got just as lonesome as a man could be, dreaming of my girl in Tennessee. And the Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he was a-dreaming of a sweetheart too. Well, we loped right back across Arkansas, then I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa. Went and found that girl with the golden hair, then she was a-riding on the Tennessee mare. Well, the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. There's a pretty little baby on the cabin floor, a little house coat laying round the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee stud loves the Tennessee mare. Yes, he will. And the Tennessee stud was long and lean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like the Tennessee stud. Brian, I like flat picking guitar and stuff.
I do too, Billy Strings.
It's pretty dang cool and fun, and we should play Black Mountain Rag right now.
Yeah, come on.
Brian Sutton,
Billy Strang.
Doc Watson.
Mighty fine. Thank you, Joe Newberry. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, we're not done yet. Brian just has to go put on a suit.
One more, Brian. One more, Brian.
I should have just brought it with me and changed it right now.
One more, Brian.
Okay.
That would have been the pro move.
Joe Newberry knows way too much about me at this point, because anytime anybody says one more after one
That's
like
right.
that, you can't say no.
You can't say no.
It just better be a good one right there. That's a good one.
We're going to pull from the Watson family section of things, and Billy sings just the fire out of this. It's a good old song called "I'm Troubled." I'm troubled, I'm troubled. I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time.
I think this song might just be the greatest song ever written. The verses are kind of, they're just so classic.
Yeah.
It's really timeless. Timeless lyrics in these verses here.
1, 2, 1, 2. A meeting is a pleasure, and a parting is grief. But a false-hearted lover is worse than a thief. A thief can but rob you and take what you save, but a false-hearted lover will take you to your grave. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time. Grave will decay you and turn you to dust. Ain't a gal in a million that a poor boy can trust. They'll hug you, they'll kiss you, they'll tell you more lies than the cross ties on the railroad or the stars in the sky. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time. I'm going to Georgia, I'm going to Rome, I'm going to Georgia, gonna make it my home. Gonna build me a cabin on a mountain so high, where the wild birds and turtle doves can hear my sad cry. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in my mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time.
Thank you, Brian.
You know, there's lots of people you can say one and only, but that's the one and only Brian Sutton,
That's
right
damn
there.
right.
Yeah, it is.
Why don't you go ahead and do one more and are you going to do it together? What you want to do? Because she said one more. Oh, really? Yeah.
I'd like to do one here that I learned from my dad, and it took me a while to track down the recording of this that my dad learned it from, but just recently I did, and it sort of changed the way I played it a little bit. All right, the Cocaine Blues.
Is it a fast tempo? It's sort of. It's half fast?
Half fast.
All right.
Well, sniffing that cocaine all over town, honey, don't let my deal go down. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. It was meant for horses, not for men. Doc said to kill you, but he didn't know when. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Well, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Well, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. I'm walking up the field, going down Main, trying to find a nickel for to buy cocaine. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Hey, to burn out your nose, your eyes turn red. The goddamn cocaine will kill you dead. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Well, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Well, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Here's how my dad played it. What I'm gonna do, it's killed my friends, it's gonna kill me too. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Now some of you people, you think you're tough, sniffing that cocaine just like snuff. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Leave it alone. Well, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Yeah, tell it to me, there ain't corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Hey, hey, buddy, let the cocaine be. Joe Newberry.
Billy Strange right there.
Thank you folks so very much. And teach your kids about Doc Watson.